Welcome everybody to another very exciting episode of the Daily High with Tone Vays and Matt McGregor. Tone, good morning, mate. How's it going?
Morning, morning. Going well. Price of Bitcoin kind of stagnated, but other than that, just gonna patiently wait for it to start rising again.
So you think it's gonna rise before it falls, or what do you think? Take us through it.
Uh, yeah, we can go straight to the charts. I'm not expecting any catastrophes. Let's put it that way. I'm not anticipating any major crashes. I mean, of course, they can happen. I think it's just going to be a frustrating market. Oh, this morning is not looking good at all. We're back to 61,300. Uh, I think we're still likely to hold the 55, $56,000 area. I'm not going to be happy if we come down there. Right now, I'm just patiently waiting for an MRI buy opportunity, which will come early in June. We have to complete this week, and then we'll have 4 more weeks to potentially find the bottom. And hopefully the MRI buy opportunity is the complete opposite of the MRI sell that we had. In hindsight, of course, the MRI sell did a perfect job of identifying the top in this market. And let's see if the MRI buy will do the same thing. We haven't had an MRI buy in a while. I'm hoping it's going to look more like this one. Here was an MRI buy in consolidation where we were consolidating from the middle of March until we hit the MRI in the middle of September. Wow, that is 6 months? Is my
Yeah,
math
it
right?
was it was that was a really frustrating period of time. I can't believe you've forgotten it, but there was so many false breakouts and
Oh, I
false
remember.
collapses. It was awful, terrible timed for me.
Right. This was a 6 month consolidation, but look, it ended on an MRI buy opportunity.
Mm.
So for me, it's the MRI buy opportunity that matters. And I hope we get there. Ideally, not in the middle of no man's land. Ideally, we get there by slowly grinding down into the moving average. And we stay above the $56,000 low when we hit that MRI buy, and that would present me with a nice buying opportunity. As far as the allocation goes, as long as we're above the moving average and the moving average is rising the long term, I'm okay with having some allocation to Bitcoin. In this case, 20%. I clearly, everything here was somewhat accurate. Other than, man, I got whipsawed a little bit. I wasn't patient enough. I mean, I was just, like you have this bullishness in your eyes. I wasn't patient enough to let these candles close. And I'll be more patient next time. And that's why I'm being more patient now. Tyler Jenks would be, I was watching one of his old videos this morning, which is why we were a little late. And man, he would have been like, in hindsight, this was totally stupid. The sales were, and the thing is, everyone was angry at me about, selling. No one was angry at me about buying, right? And it turns out that the buys were the mistakes, not the sells. So you trust your charts, you let the candles close. And if a candle gets away from you, so be it. I had a candle get away from me back here. A candle got away from me over here. So be it. But you wait for the candle to close, you stay patient, and definitely made a couple of small mistakes here. The right move was just to deleverage or to lower your position a little bit and wait on candles to close. Daily chart. Daily chart, same thing. We are now fully in the MRI count, and now we wait for an MRI buy opportunity. We had an MRI buy opportunity, but this MRI buy opportunity was the classic 1 to 4 candle upswing before reversal. This you can count the first candle as the first candle of the reversal, and then it was this candle here 3 days ago that was looking like it's going to close nice and high, but the market had other plans. And once it reversed, went back below the moving average, it was all she wrote. Now I'm waiting for the next MRI buy opportunity. And everything is pointing to a double bottom here. And I don't like double bottoms, even if they come on two consecutive MRI buy opportunities. I'm not going to like it. There's going to be some hard decisions being made. If the price of Bitcoin is falling below 56, can it reverse from say 54 and a half? Smidge below, can it reverse exactly from 56? There's going to be some hard decisions made. I can already see it in my eyes that what do we do if the price of Bitcoin is just a few dollars below the prior swing low, but now below another moving average? It all points to a giant catastrophe going all the way down to 39,000, like Ugly Old Goat predicted on the halving stream. But I don't know. I think that this will be the monster fake out where it just reverses, or maybe I'm being too bullish again, like I was on a 4-day chart. But right now, I am looking at Bitcoin with a very negative outlook, and the oscillators on the daily and the weekly probably still have a bunch of room to the downside. The RSI has a lot of room to the downside. The MACD is crossing over again, has a lot of room to the downside. Wow, the MACD hasn't been this bearish since 2 years ago. That is surprising. And that's not a good sign, by the way. That's not a sign of strength at all. And CMF has just crossed into the red. Like the daily charts are horrible looking. Like it's as bad as it gets. And we have already bounced off the 128-day moving average. So it's potentially time for it to break. I mean, everything looks bad right now. I have nothing good to say about the price of Bitcoin. So I hand it off to Matt. Maybe he has something.
Yes, thanks, mate. Before we go any further, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. We have 2Bit and BitGet, and please sign up for the Discord group. I'm about to go into it now. I don't have a hell of a lot more to say than what's been said already. Tony, you've summed it up really well. I'll go to the 4 hour time frame for a second just to show you what I did today. Which wasn't good or anything. The first of all, I entered a trade. I'll go to the hourly time frame so it makes way more sense. Here we go. Ugh,
Well,
ugly. Yeah, yuck.
in
All
hindsight,
right.
debatable if it'll make sense, but go for it.
Yeah, no, it'll make sense. Like I'll put the MRI on for a second. So, look, I entered a trade right here, a long trade, which was looking good for a minute, and then I had a stop loss in at the price we currently are at right now, and it came down and stopped me out of the trade here. A few hours ago, maybe like no, the last hour ago, I entered a trade here, another long position, and it is not looking good now. I'll probably have to close it. It's still open right now, but I'll close it probably while we're talking, unless it bounces.
I would, I
Yeah,
would,
look.
I would pretty much set the stop loss at 60,700.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll give it some room. I mean, it's not a hell of a lot of money. It's fine. I'm fine with it. But yeah, look, it's just a continuation pattern, and it's very very clear. What was I looking at? The 4 hour time frame when we came up, and this is what when we concerned we hit that. It was perfectly hit that on the previous candle. But it's already dropped down the 7 simple moving average, but that hit perfect. I'm going to clean up these things for a second. These for a second. Yeah, look, that it tried to have a go and then hit on the simple moving average, which is like the fast moving average. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is for another indicator that's for Bang Box. Every single we're below every single moving average I've got here on the 4 hour time frame. And even when it's come back to retest the 7, 7, 7, 7, it's been rejected every time. I thought we might have had a chance to pull up and just get a bit of a bump for a bit of a swing trade, scalp trade, but it's not looking good at all. It's looking poor. And if we can come all the way down, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a higher low to put in because we've been putting this trend in, which I've been talking about all week of this, lower highs and lower lows. I was hoping we'd pull up somewhere, and maybe we will around, the MRI support and resistance zone at 59,000. Maybe that'll pull up the price, and we can put in a great position here because we have a defined stop loss. But look, we're just shooting in the dark here with this volatility, and every time the price goes up a little bit, it's getting shot back down, and that's not a sign of strength. The wave is red, so I'm not like macro bullish or anything at the moment. I think there's still plenty of downside, and if you were looking to get into a trade, now it's the same as last night. Now's not the time to do it. If we do get a double bottom here, I really hope it's a bit higher on the second bottom. I don't want it to be like pinpoint exactly. Otherwise, I'd be really not bullish here at 57, 56, as you say, Tone. That gives you some hard decisions to make at that kind of
You
price
know, I would
of looking for.
I would rather have it lower, but I would rather have it lower
Yeah.
on a uh like a panic capitulation candle. So again, we
Mm.
can go back. I don't see any of those candles on the screen now. But once again, if you go back to say like the COVID candle or the
Yeah,
March
yeah, 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 yeah.
2022 candle, well, like one of those kinds of panic candles where the
Right.
bottom of the candle comes down to that MRI support line around 52. But the top of that candle, well, yeah, kind of like that, but both candles combined, right? So those
Mm.
the candle before the MRI buy candle, right? So some kind of capitulation where you spend less than 48 hours below 55,000, but it comes all the way down to say 51 or even 50. So like again, picture a candle that wicks down to the MRI support, that green dotted MRI support line. Right. It wicks to there, but it closes closer to 53 and then starts to go up from there. It closes like $3,000 higher. So,
Yeah.
and this could happen over a 2-day period or a 1-day period, something like that. Some kind of catastrophic thing, and then within a week, the price is back above 58. So something like that would give me massive confidence that the low is in.
Yeah, that would I mean that would change the whole structure of the market if it would give a really fantastic candle like that. But at the moment, who knows, right? So we're just floating around here in no man's land. I'm gonna have to close this trade probably. I thought I'd get a chance to get back to break even, but doesn't look like I will. All good. It's only a very small position. All right. Well, that's all I've got for today. We've got one more day in the week. It's not been a good week for Bitcoin. It's not been a good week for anything really. I'd like to see your thoughts on the traditional markets just before we head off, Tone. What do you reckon? What's it look like?
Yeah, traditional markets, and someone's been asking for a 2-month candle for a little while. So let me go ahead and do that. Trying to think of which. I'm gonna drop these things because it's hard for me to alter the time frame on this with these things. The box is pretty much gone. Didn't happen.
Tone, you've gone muted, mate. I can't hear you, dude.
Oh shit! Sorry guys, I did go mute. And we may have to adjust this the Fibonacci. Oh no, Fibonacci extension we're not going to adjust. The inflation adjusted price we may have to adjust, but I'll leave that Fibonacci. Let me go to a monthly chart first, and then we'll go to a 2-month chart from there. So the monthly chart is on an MRI warning candle, and unless this month is absolutely catastrophic, we will hit an MRI top on a monthly scale, no matter how you slice it. If this MRI top is coming in consolidation, I'm not going to be too bearish on it. I'm going to assume it's going to just keep going higher. But the 2-month chart has been requested. Let's take a look at it real quick. Here's a 2-month chart. Now, the 2-month chart looks a lot more
Mm.
scary. We had a 2-month MRI top back in November of 21. Now it's happening again with a couple of doji candles. That's a bad sign. If this 2-month MRI top does come into fruition, what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating a 1 to 4 candle correction. down into the moving average. Now, this moving average is not exactly rising very fast. This was my weekly charts. It's probably the 20-week moving average. So it's dealing with consolidation of all these candles here. And that brings us down to about 43. I think we will hold that moving average on a 2-month chart. We've never hit the blue moving average on a 2-month chart. Let's try to keep it that way. Otherwise, Bitcoin price is coming back to 25,000. And let me just go back to a 1-month chart. The moving averages on a 1-month chart actually look good. They did cross over. I think that was the first ever crossover. Wow, that was the first ever crossover. It didn't last very long, but at least we have a new precedent here. And now they're trying to separate again. How often does the price of Bitcoin come back to that 20-month moving average? Let me make sure that it's a 20-month moving average. It's not. It's actually, no, wait. Oh, I'm not sure which one we'll be using. Let me check. Hold on. Let me check. This is right. Okay, so it is the 20.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure that it's using this, not the daily time frame. And that is the 20-month moving average, and it comes back and touches it quite often. Seen it many times. If it comes back and touches it again, it's not gonna happen this month, obviously. So maybe 3-4 months from now. Yeah, 42,000. Once again, ugly old goat's prediction. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm still bullish on the longer term time frames. I still think this is temporary. I still think we're gonna stay above 50,000. And I still think by end of June, early July, we're gonna start to rise and rise significantly. Real quick, anything interesting on oil? Not really. Anything interesting on gold? Also not really. Stabilizing as well. S&P 500, I remain very bullish on. And this candle is looking very strong still right now. And if the S&P 500 rallies to a new all-time high, I think Bitcoin will follow suit. And that's about it. I'm going to leave screen share, and Matt will close us out.
Oh yeah, mate. I don't mind Bitcoin going down. This is like the perfect storm to have a fantastic buy on Bitcoin. With a halving having been done, with everything, all the positive stuff that's happened in Bitcoin. Don't fear Bitcoin crashing to 45 or something. You should be rubbing your hands together for something like that. That's a brilliant thing. All that thing that you felt before when we're going to go to 75, 100, that's still, I think, in the cards for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. I'll just tell you a story. I remember I've told you the story many, many times before, but Bitcoin in the COVID crash crashed down to 3,800. And I remember talking to everybody that I knew, screaming it from the rooftops. We'd been to 10,000, over 10,000 many times. And I said, the price was currently at $5,000. And I said to everybody I know, do you think the price of Bitcoin will never get to 10,000 US dollars again? Honestly, do you think it'll just never happen? It's never going to get to 10,000 again. And universally, everybody that I spoke to said, yes, we will get to $10,000 again. I said, okay, well, we're at 5 now. That's doubling your money. And everyone, when that clicked, everyone's like, holy shit, we can double our money. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And that's the kind of feeling I have now. If the price drops down to 40, 30, 20, whatever, that's just fantastic. And I don't think it's going to do that, by the way. But if it does, you should be really, really excited about that happening. Don't worry about all the intraday stuff. This is for traders. This show's for traders looking for daily scalps and like what the heartbeat of the market is on a daily basis. Don't get us wrong. We are absolutely macro bullish on Bitcoin. We're just looking for good entries. And that being said, on that bombshell, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and please use the affiliate links in the description below. 2Bit and BitGet. Sign up and look for those great entries. And then we'll have a great time in the future. Tone, thank you, mate. See you tomorrow. Happy Friday tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I will say to counter what Matt just said, yeah, Bitcoin price is going down. B is great if you're able to accumulate some more. If you're like Tone and you might have found the next awesome potential in life-changing investment like Bitcoin itself down on a little island off the coast of Honduras, Bitcoin going down is not the best thing you want to see. I was hoping it would be 80 by now to make my
Yeah.
life a little easier.
Yeah, mate. And if you move to a foreign country like Japan, for example, and you don't
Right.
work, you're unemployed and you're living off Bitcoin.
Gotta buy cars and the houses. Yes. Bitcoin going down is not ideal. I will be speaking a lot more about what I found down there in Honduras and why it's so awesome on upcoming shows. Though I haven't done a show on my channel in what feels like 3 months, I will try and do one today.